Good.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you back. Not sure how many people are on here tonight. We just sort of threw this together kind of last minute. So
Hi, guys.
there's George. I was thinking before we were going to go on. I thought, one of the bad things in life is watching people that you know and love leave. And Mark Jones, who was on with us, our friend, passed away a week ago last Friday in the hospital. And we had a little memorial for him, a fairly big memorial for him at the Bad Ash Lounge in Woodland Hills, which is where we would go a lot and hang out. And what I'm going to say now, I kind of said some of it at his memorial, and I don't want to sound repetitive, but it still sticks in my head.
Nobody heard it, so it's cool.
No. Oh, that's right. It was strange to be in that lounge without Mark because he was there all the time, and
he was the mascot.
He was the boss of the lounge, and it's still I'm still, George, I'm still having a hard time with him being, thinking that he's gone. I can't tell. I said to my wife this morning, I said, I feel kind of empty. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'm sort of numb,
When he passed away and I was at the hospital, when I left, I stopped my car and pulled over to text you guys. It was late that Mark had died, and I must have started over 3 or 4 times. Like, how do you write a group text?
Yeah,
guys saying something like this, and then I said half of them are going to think I'm joking because of the way we tease each other.
Yeah, when you saw, I woke up Saturday morning to it, and I thought it was a joke, and I'm sure a lot of other people thought it was a joke, but it wasn't a joke. And I've sort of, Mark Jones never went to the doctor, never. And never went. I don't think he ever went to the dentist. Hey, Cammie Roundtree, how you doing?
He barely went to the bathroom, man.
He went to the. That's funny. He's even in death is humor. He went to the eye doctor because he didn't want to lose his vision.
And he was in love with the eye doctor too.
And it was crazy. And so we told him incessantly, go, and he wouldn't go. And I've resigned to the fact that I believe in God, and I think everybody has their number of heartbeats. And that's it. Your ticket is punched, and God wants you for whatever reason. You're going. And he never went to this was his story. This was his life. This is the way it was supposed to be, right? I mean, George, I can't see it any other way. And
I just saw by sheer will he was going to live forever. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing. He did nothing to not really exercise, not maintain himself, not go. He goes, I will live forever while he's smoking 10 cigars a day. But I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think it was his other things.
I think his time was up. He ate or drank, what did he do with turmeric and wheatgrass and ginger, and didn't really eat a lot of bad food, and he's gone. And we spent a lot of hours together, a lot. And
I thought that when I watched that video that Sean was nice enough to put together, that I looked at it going, look how much I smoked, man. Everything we're smoking and drinking like
I
for
know.
throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. So just so you know, we're just gonna go on here. We're gonna show some clips of Mark from the podcast, and Sean Householder put together this really great video that we'll show at the end. And this is going to be sad, guys, and I hope you're okay with it. It is what it is. We thought about putting a little photo of him in the corner where he normally is frozen, because that's the way he, not frozen, but the way he was always frozen on screen. We're just going to leave it there. But I don't know. I guess we're not going to do that. But I do feel I got to work. It's so funny. Mark and I worked on a lot, and George too, worked on a lot of stuff together. And Mark and I worked on a script for a TV show. And we actually, I was lucky enough to actually work with him as a director. We shot something, and we have somebody interested, whatever that means. I hate saying that because it all sounds like bullshit. But
this is real. It really
yeah,
is.
but it's, to me, it's all bullshit until somebody cuts a check. Sorry to be so. Make Mark a permanent part of the podcast in the corner. Maybe. Anyway, but I got to work with him, and I was happy that he got to actually direct something, because all he wanted to do was direct. That's we said, Mark, this was the question we would ask him. Mark, we'll give you could have $10 million or direct a low budget feature. What do you want? Which would you take? The directing job. That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
And he was 100% on that. So
you would answer that the way, remember when the
joke
about, would you rather be married to mom forever or beat? He would answer like right away. You wouldn't even hear this thing on.
Right. So listen, we will certainly miss him. I mean, we truly, you guys saw him here. You guys saw him on this. You didn't really know Mark Jones. Mark Jones was he was an enigmatic human being. He was a what's it called when you're diametrically opposed within himself, whatever that is. He smoked 10 cigars a day, but wouldn't eat a hamburger.
Yeah.
Because it was meat, whatever it was. And big animal lover. And he fed squirrels outside on the front of his house every day. In fact, George was the guy.
They took it out of his hand. He would actually hand feed squirrels. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was his cats and his squirrels superseded everything. Oh, and car chases.
That was number one. Car chase.
that was above squirrels and above cats. Oh man. It's so crazy. It's to me, George, it's so crazy that he's gone. You're right, George. I always thought he would not die. Yeah. I just thought, you know what? This is the one guy, the weird life that he has. We're all going to die. He's going to bury all of us. And didn't turn out that way. George, I'd like to get back into this a little bit after you. It's a weird time in life. We're at the age now where people start going. What happened to him, George?
He had a.
By the way, before you go, George.
Yeah.
Just so you all know, George was on him, with him, around. Always, he was there till the end. He was there doing whatever Mark needed, whatever it was. George is a good human being. He's a good friend.
I was happy to do it.
I hope you don't die. So, anyway, go ahead, George.
He had a hernia that he never fixed for years, and he would It was because he was afraid of doctors and he was afraid of hospitals. So when it would, I don't know much about hernias, but he said it was soft and he could push it back in, and it was like it never happened type of thing. So that kept happening, and then it got to the point where he couldn't do that, and he said he started to read about it. And he goes, "Oh my God, it'll strangulate itself on the muscle, and it'll cut off the blood." And then when it got to the point that he was uncomfortable, he actually called me and asked me to take him to the doctor. So he asked our friend David Price for a recommendation for an urgent care center. And I said, "Mark, you need to go to a hospital." And he was hoping the urgent care would say, "No, no, you're fine. Take this pill. You don't have to go." Like, he's just trying to avoid it. So we wasted hours and a lot of money going to an urgent care center where they said, you need to go to a hospital. It was basically that. I mentioned this at the memorial, but when we walked into the urgent care center, the woman at the desk had a nameplate with her name on it, and right next to the name on the plate was a leprechaun sticker. So Mark goes, we picked the right one. It was funny. Anyway, they said, let's go to the hospital. So the only hospital I've ever gone to here is by my old house in West Hills, where my children were born. So I go, "Do you want to go there, or do you want to go to the one in Tarzana?" And he said he wanted to check the Yelp reviews, and he picked the one with the least number of negative reviews. That's how he picked his hospital. So we went to the hospital. It wound up being West Hills, and we went into the emergency room, and it was packed. And I sat with him. I could tell he was very nervous. And they took his blood, and then he came back and sat with me. And am I going into too much detail, man? I'm sorry.
Well, yes, a little bit.
All right.
But George, that's you, George.
They did a CT on him, and he had to wait for the radiologist to read it. So I was like, that takes an hour or two. And the security guy said, everybody who's not a patient has to leave. It's too crowded. So I go, "Mark, if I left, I thought it would have been unfair." So I go, "I'll go sit in the cafeteria." And I had 1 hour or two, I was drinking coffee, and he called me and said, "They're going to admit me and operate tomorrow. Just go home and come back." And then he goes, "Before you go, I'm sorry, I have to say this. Come and get my ATM card and go get me $1,000 or $1,300 in cash and $100 bills." I'm like, "Why? You're going in a hospital. That's not safe." And he goes, "I want to tip the nurses." And I said, "Have you ever been in a hospital?" And he goes, "No." I go, "Mark, you don't tip nurses." But he wanted to peel off hundreds and hand them out like the way he does. But it was funny.
So what happened, George?
Sure.
What happened to when he went in?
Sure. When I went in, the next day they operated on him, and it was successful. But his body functions weren't coming back, and then I want
No, hang on, wait, George, you're leaving out something.
No, all right.
His intestine was dying.
Well, not yet.
I thought that's why he. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
That's all right. They asked him to come back. They said that they found a little tumor in his intestine, and they wanted to come back and do another operation. So I went to visit him, and he said he asked me to pray for him, and I go, "Mark, this is not a big deal. You're just." I was writing it off to his paranoia of doctors and hospitals, and then he told me to make sure to tell them, because he gave me his directive to keep him alive at all costs. And I said, "Mark, I think you're overreacting." But now in retrospect, I look back and I think he knew that it was not, I think he knew that there's something else going on there. By the way, from the urgent care to the hospital, it was a short ride, but he made us light up cigars and smoke. He goes, "I'm going to have one more smoke." And we smoked on the way to the hospital. That's true, Mark. I wanted to throw that in there. Sorry. So that was when he asked me to bring wheatgrass and turmeric to him, because he said he wanted to eat healthy. And my joke was that I don't want to give him anything to eat that has the word tumor in the name of it, which he actually laughed at, because he never laughs at my jokes. He told me that he had become Ebenezer Scrooge. He goes, I've been visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas future. He goes, when I get out of here, I'm a new man. He goes, I want to write. We used to yell at him because he would never actually sit down and do it. He'd always put it off. He never want to go to the beach. He goes, I'm going to the beach. I'm laying in the sun. I'm going to do all that. So they were going to operate on the intestine the next day. And that night, I got a call from the doctor asking me if he could do dialysis. And I said, what's happening? I thought it was tomorrow. And he goes, his intestine ruptured and it was very painful and they'd operate immediately. And while he was operating, his kidneys failed. So they had to do dialysis. And then he told me that they had found cancer in his body. And that was the primary problem. It was very advanced. Some of it was stage 4. So he sewed him up and told me that he was resting and that he looked strong. His body signals or whatever, your pulse and things are strong. And he goes, if he makes it through the night, he should be okay. And I asked if I could visit him and they said no. And then a couple hours later, he called and said that they were doing compressions. And I said, what? Heart? He goes, yeah. And he goes, his blood pressure had dropped and they gave him medication and his heart went into arrhythmia and then his heart stopped. So they started doing compressions and they shocked him, but nothing was working. So I got the sense that he was asking me, what are Mark's wishes? And I said, doctor, he said, and I told you this, keep me alive at all costs. So if you're asking me, should I stop? I would say no. His wishes were to keep going until he can't, until there's no hope. So he said, okay. And then he called back about 20 minutes later and said that Mark was gone and asked me to come to the hospital. And when I went back in, they gave me a mortuary, not death, something to sign where you assign which mortuary to release him to. And I told them that I wanted to wait until I talked to Denise, his girlfriend, to pick that. And then it dawned on them that I wasn't his next of kin. I think they just presumed I was his next of kin. And I said, no, we're good friends. And they go, well, you could visit with him and talk to him. So I sat down and I actually held his hand and said a prayer, and then I talked to him. He used to always say, the body is temporary, the soul goes on. So I'm like, remember your own lesson here, man. We need you to go on from this. And then what I remember is turning to the nurses, and I go, I want to correct something I said to you. And she said, what? And I said, I am his family. The guys that he spends every day with are his family. So he is my brother. This is my family. It's not. So I just wanted to make that clear, and that's kind of how I lived beyond that. But I'm sorry if that was too much.
No, it's George. It's what happened. He would have hated you holding his hand. By the way, would have hated it. He would have hated you holding his hand. He was so. It
was hard to hug him.
Yeah, I hard to touch him. He was one of those guys, but it was so unexpected. It was. I talked to him right after the first operation, and you're right. He sounded like Scrooge on Christmas morning. He's in a great mood, and I'm so happy. And anyway,
so when I left there, I pulled over and I texted, and I kept going, guys, friends, whatever. And I go, how do I say this? And I texted you guys, and Mark had passed, and I couldn't believe it. And I'm at the stage where I wake up in the morning and I forget that he's dead, and then when I remember, you kind of relive it a little bit less each day. But that's how it.
George, and that's the sad part. That to me is, and it's everybody. It's when someone dies, you want the world to stop.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. Life goes on. And sorry if we're being sad here, guys, but we lost a friend. And there's this great, I don't know what it's on. when you die, an hour after you die or whatever it is, even at the funeral home, people are there hanging out, kind of laughing, making plans. What are you doing tomorrow night? And you kind of, it just we forget, and I think that's one of a good thing for human beings and a bad thing. We just forget bad things quickly, and I guess it saves us. I guess it's a self-preservation. What did she say? I couldn't believe it when you shared it. Get was blessed to able to be there. Well, yeah, I mean, but it was. It's just life goes on, and that's what's like. George, I don't want to make this about me, and it's not. I remember when my father told me a story about a guy his friend whose father died, and the guy was so distraught that he threw the windows open to the funeral home and screamed in the street that my father's dead. My father's dead. And
Wow.
I said, why did he do that, Dad? He said, because he wanted people to know that his father was alive. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget it. And George,
I'm sorry, I'm lost on that. His father was alive?
no, he was yelling, "My father is dead."
Mhm.
The guy was at his father's funeral. My father was there. And the guy opened the windows, was screaming, "My father is dead. My father is dead." He wanted people to know. And I said, what did he want them to know? He wanted to know that his father was alive. That his father had lived.
Oh, I
his
see.
father had walked the earth.
I
And he
understand.
was not anymore. Sorry, that was not. That might not have translated well. But I always remember that. And he's gone, and it's just strange. It's so strange. Life goes on, and it sucks. It sucks sometimes. I mean, I have, George and I are great, dear friends, and I have my friend in Vegas, and I love him like a brother, and George, and I go, wow, if these guys go, it's life, and it goes on, and it's horrible, but we'll talk more. George, you have a quick video. Here's what we're going to do. God, I'm sorry. Let me tell them real quick, George. We're going to show a quick. How long is this short video? Like
It's 4 minutes ish.
Okay, and then at the end, towards the end, we'll show another one, and this way you can see what Mark Jones was like outside. Start apologizing. We're mourning with you. Well, thank you, but okay, I'll stop apologizing. I appreciate that.
I'm trying to get that displayed, but it won't.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
This is a video of Mark's antics on the podcast.
Attention, right?
Oh, wait. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And if
Let me
not,
start it over.
Is Mark Jones the center of attention right now?
yeah. And if not, I'm going to make myself. I directed Leprechaun.
Okay, who in here doesn't have glaucoma? Bullshit. You have pre-glaucoma.
They said it can develop into glaucoma.
Right, so you have glaucoma.
Yes.
You rub turmeric on your eye?
No, I take a lot of it.
But it hasn't helped.
Yes, it has. No, my pressure's fine.
Turmeric or turmeric?
Turmeric. I always say turmeric. Turmeric.
He asked me to go get him wheatgrass and turmeric.
That's at the service. That's at the memorial service. Memorial.
I joke that he shouldn't have anything with the word tumor in it.
I do alternative stuff. I do secret stuff that I can't. No, I do.
You like alternative medicine.
I do. I do. Listen, no. Doctors are great. Western medicine is great for certain things, but I do.
Why are you
believe,
kissing ass on Western medicine right
in
now?
case I need a doctor.
Right.
Cherries do better than arthritis medicine.
When George talks, I have to go pee pee. And I've never had to do this, but it's live. I'll be 30 seconds. You keep going, George.
So what do you do for your heart?
I walk.
Where?
Walk.
You walk.
Well, I should walk more, and I have a bike. You know I have a bike. It's a stationary bike, and I know it's very good to get your heart going.
When was the
My
last time
dad
you
was
used
a
it?
health nut.
When was the last time you used the bike?
I don't really like to talk
If I
about
walked
it.
over to your bike, is there any clothes hanging on it?
There
or
might be
anything?
cobwebs.
When is it?
The Mark Jones Minute, yeah!
And they're spending that money on that, and yet the animals are now going to suffer, and that's kind of an issue that
The Mark Jones Minute is over.
Love it.
I have to do the prostate exam.
that's what doctors do.
Right. He says to me, would you like a chaperone?
For dinner? I directed Leprechaun.
But you've never had any exam on your body ever. Not a physical.
What you mean
Yeah,
with a doctor? I know. I tell you where I have had checkups.
When you do a movie.
When I do a movie, they have to come and check me out.
And what do they say when you do your physical? That you're okay?
Well, the physical's fine, but they look at my prior films and they don't want me to do it.
Welcome back.
It's a little late and I'm drunk. I have a fear of doctors.
It is an actual thing.
And I don't really go to doctors because I figure if you go to a doctor, they're going to say something wrong with you. So I figure if I stay away, I will never get bad news. I don't like anything put in my arm either. I couldn't do an IV. I mean, unless I had to. So I figured that was 15 years ago. So I figure if they were right, I would have died by now. So I figure if I could delay 15 years from everybody saying you should go to check all these things, I figure I'm okay. Fluoride is terrible. It's a poison that dumbs you down. I went to get an eye tag, and I know you don't know what those are. I got an eye tag.
That's for really old people.
No, so they just clip it. They clip it with scissors. So I went to the doctor. Everything's fine. He clipped it, and then he went like this. You know, I shaved my head. He went, bend your head down. And he started checking my head. You know, because I'm out in the sun a lot. And he's going, okay, and he goes, okay, you're okay. When he was checking my head, I looked at my girlfriend and said, he's going to say I have cancer, I'm dying. So I will never go back to him.
All right. When you die, what happens when you die? So
I think everybody believes in souls, or most people believe in a soul. You believe it in a different way. I think when you die, you absolutely leave your body. Your soul leaves your body. But I believe you come back and take other lives. I believe in past lives. I think heaven is the explanation of when you're out of your body, you're in the most serene,
So you just
beautiful.
keep taking a body. You never
No,
actually.
I think you decide you want to take another body, or you can just stay as a soul.
and the question is, do animals have souls?
Oh God, absolutely. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump out.
So you believe in reincarnation?
Absolutely, absolutely, I believe in reincarnation.
Okay.
And just like I realize when we leave our body, we see incredible, wonderful things, and probably a lot of explanation as we're. My name's Mark Jones. I directed Leprechaun, and I discovered Jennifer Aniston.
Guys pick on each other to show their love. Nobody picked harder than Mark Jones. Aw.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad, Sad watching that. So Casey Dogs writes, sorry, Scott, I do not agree with you. When you lose a tremendous loving person in your life, the pain never goes away. Loves and hugs. Yeah, I agree with that, but life goes on. And so you'll think about the loved one every hour, and then it's every 2 hours, and then it's every day, and then it's every other day. That's my point. And we're constantly reminded of friends. I'm constantly reminded of my mom and dad. But I have things that I have to do, and you just forget. But God, I'm sounding horrible about that. And I don't want to. Do you know what I'm saying, George? Can you articulate what the hell I'm trying to say?
Well, I feel that way, but a little bit different because as I said, it gets a little bit less every day. But then I feel guilty that, especially if it's someone that's like blood and family to you, like I feel guilty that I'm not grieving as bad as I did when it happened. Like I feel like I shouldn't be getting over it.
100%. But you do.
Yeah, you're right.
You do, and you feel bad that you're not feeling bad.
That exactly. You're right.
Right, and that's
a good way of putting it.
that's not that's not the way it is. But somebody on there said they feel the same way about doctors. I don't ever want to go to a doctor, ever. But I go and get whatever like. Mark would make fun of me. When you go to the doctor, they're like, "Oh, you're always going to the doctor." I said, "I'm not always going to the doctor. I get a physical, and every couple of years I get a colonoscopy. I don't go if I'm sick or have the flu or have I don't do any of that. If I'm slice my finger open, I try to fix it at home. I don't, so I don't go to the doctor. But because he never went, he thinks I always went, and I think that was George. I don't know. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. It's just heartbreaking. But anyway, is there anything you want to say before we bring on Mr. David?
Well, Mark and I collaborated on a lot of projects, and I would like to keep. There's 2 or 3 of them that have a lot of tractions and things. I like to keep it going.
George, do me a favor. Tell the story of going to the autograph signing in New Jersey.
Mark always talked about wanting to go to an autograph signing where people come in and they pay you to get, they pay to get in and then they pay to get an autograph from you. And he's like, so I finally said, let me book you. So I called, there's a big, huge horror one in New Jersey.
Parsippany, New Jersey.
Yeah. So I book him on that and they send him a coach ticket.
Oh, wait. So funny, George. Andrea Keating 74 says vampire leprechaun. Do you know that Mark?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she knows about it.
Do you know that Mark was trying to make a movie called Vamprecon?
Yeah,
about a leprechaun that's a vampire.
It's bitten by a vampire and it turns into a hybrid vampire leprechaun.
Anyway, go ahead, George. Sorry.
All right, so he goes. We go to this convention. They send him a coach ticket, so he gives it to me because he doesn't want to go alone, and then he buys a first class ticket for himself. So I go, "What? I don't care. I'll go. Doesn't matter to me." So
George is in the back of the plane. George set it up, and George is in the back, and Mark's sitting in the front.
Well, Mark was like, if anybody gets on and sees a director and coach, I'm going to look like, I go, Mark, is that why you're buying this? And it was actually funny that he did because Billy Zane got on the plane, the guy that was, he was in Scorn, Mark's movie, and Titanic, and he wound up sitting right next to Mark. So I was like, Mark, you know what? You were right that you got this. But anyway, so we go to this convention and they give Mark, we're there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they give him a per diem. It's a 3-day, like this much money to eat each day. So we check in and then he goes, let's go to the bar and have a drink. So we go immediately to the lobby bar and he orders, we start drinking and he orders some appetizers and the check comes and the entire 3-day per diem is spent in this one meal. And I'm like, oh my God. It was, but we had fun. So I was like, hey, as long as we had fun, it doesn't matter. So
but Mark, the best part is when he ran into that actress.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Go ahead. Did he have a crush on?
So when you go into these rooms, everybody has their own table and it's all set up with posters and pictures to sign and scripts. And everybody who's booked by the same agent shares the same room. So there's like 10, 12 people in here. And the woman at the table next to us was a beautiful actress, Dina Myers. So anyway, when we the day before that, we were after we finished, Mark goes, let's have a smoke. And I couldn't find anywhere on the property where you can smoke. It was a beautiful night. It was late. And they go, you can smoke on that bench out there in the dark. That's the only smoking. So we go get cigars and we sit on the bench and we're laughing and we're smoking, enjoying the night. And then we go to bed and then we show up in this room the next day. And Dina, the woman at the table next to us, was complaining. She goes, I couldn't sleep. And we're like, why? And she goes, some 2 assholes were smoking and laughing and outside my window. And I hate smoke. It was us. And she was bitching to us about it. It was very funny. But she actually didn't know it was us.
I was actually, but save for another time, talking about the one with the girl named Kathy. We don't have to give her last name.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
he he had a crush on this girl, and
Yeah.
he thought she knew who he was, and he was buying her steak and and drinks, right?
He
Is
dropped
that
a
what-
lot, three meals we had with her.
And then what did she ask him at the end?
She said, and what have
He,
you
he
acted
thought
in?
what she what?
She was, what have you acted in? Because she didn't even know that he was the writer or
She
director.
didn't even know who he was.
And she said something to the effect of, I'm I can't remember the term she used. Some fancy, she couldn't remember his name. And she goes, I miss, wait, what does this say? I'm sorry. What does it say?
Go ahead. Can you please donate to this flowers for watching them? UK. Donate flowers.
Oh, okay. That's from,
Smile
that's from somebody
121.
watching in the UK. That's
Okay.
nice. Thank you.
All right. Anyway, so let's so we know, and you know what? But the one thing I'll say before we introduce this person, I met Mark at the cigar lounge. He was the first guy that everybody sits around, and I was a new guy, and I was probably, this is 15 years ago, so I was probably a bit more recognizable, and he saw me and started talking to me, and I said, what do you do? He says, I'm a writer. I go, oh, what'd you write? He says, a Leprechaun. I went, oh wow, so we had some bond there, and then I would go back, and what's interesting is I have so many good friends from that lounge, and I don't want to name everybody. It's about 7 guys, so good friends, and I know them all only through Mark. And the reason I say that is because I would go back to that lounge to hang out with Mark. He was so fun to be around. And that's where I met George and all the other guys. So without Mark Jones, I don't have the friends that I have. And that is an absolute fact. So anyway, so let's bring, we're going to bring in a guest. We know Mark I know Mark probably knew Mark 15 years. You maybe 14, 13, George, because you came in a little bit later.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I met him, you and Mark walked into the lounge. I didn't know. I mean, I knew who you were, but I didn't know we had never met. And Mark was with you.
George says, "I want to buy." What happened with the dinner, George?
You asked me if I wanted to go have sushi with you. You guys were going to have sushi.
Yes.
And you guys, do you want to come? And I said, I'll come if you let me pay. So you said great, and then you invited everybody in the lounge to come, including Bob, the owner, and he actually locked the door and we walked down and had sushi. But I call that my price of admission. That's what I had to pay to join the group.
All right.
I just got done paying that off about 2 months ago.
All right. I'm glad we're laughing. So David Price knows Mark for 33 years. David Price produced Leprechaun. There he is. He directed Children of the Corn 2, a bunch of other stuff. I don't want to go into all of it. And I met David Price through Mark Jones. I don't know David if I don't know Mark Jones. And so Dave, Cigars Unite. Thank you, Cammie Roundtree. Dave, how you doing? Sad.
Just extremely sad.
Yeah.
He was he was one of my daily calls. So every morning we would touch base. But and I met him on Leprechaun. I was a producer, but the studio hired me basically to help him out and to supervise him.
That was his first directing gig?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they wanted somebody that had directed before to just help him out, keep an eye on him, keep him on schedule. And one of our biggest arguments, which we would have as a group in front of you guys, was he insisted he never got behind schedule. which is a bunch of horse shit. He was like 4 days behind. We were on stage, and I said to him, I said, dude, we got to pick this up because we're about to go on location. You're going to be outside. You're not in. You won't be in a controlled setting. So I said, and anyway, we used to have some lovely arguments about that. And
Wait, hold
David-
on. I'm getting a message from Mark Jones. Dave, you're full of shit. That never happened. That never happened.
yeah. Luckily,
David-
I've got another producer that can back me up on it. But
I know. But these guys, listen, we would smoke Fridays and Mondays at our house in Woodland Hills. Friday nights, Monday nights, and then we'd see each other during the week. And then we'd go to Dave's house, and Dave would cook for us. They had the same argument every single time we got together. The same argument, and we would almost piss ourselves because somebody would say something like, "Yeah, but Dave, you saved Mark's ass doing Leprechaun," and that was it for the next half hour. They were going at it. It was great. It was just great. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
no,
David,
just yeah, George.
Is it true that the way I interpreted the story is they hired you to scare Mark, and you wound up becoming friends immediately? Did that backfire on them?
Well, it did in a sense because we became best friends, and so when they were going after him, I would kind of play defense, and so yeah, so it did backfire in the sense that
Dave, tell the story about your first day driving to work.
So first shooting day of Leprechaun, the call time is 7 a.m. and he's the director. I am a producer, so I don't have to show up at 7. I usually show up about 8 when everything's already kind of going. And that's kind of a normal thing. Now, I wasn't a line producer. I was just there to kind of monitor Mark and that. So I'm on the San Diego freeway heading to location out in San Clemente, or not Santa Clarita. And it's probably a little after 7. And I'm driving and I look to my left and there's Mark Jones in his red Jeep. And I'm looking at him, he turns and sees me, and I'm like, and he just turned back around and took off.
Was he doing the square of safety with his Jeep or nothing around him?
Yes, he was just. I just.
So wait, go ahead, Dave.
No, I just can't count the number of late evenings where we would just drink to the oblivion and and have stupid arguments.
Yeah.
And 2:00 in the morning, and he was so funny. I just used to laugh my ass off.
Yeah.
And he was
funny. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Dave.
And he was just such his concepts I loved. The one thing about Mark, he was the best concept guy. He had great concepts. And so
Dave, what did he say to you when you got to the set after you saw him on the freeway?
I don't recall. I'm sure he said so. I was doing my shot list.
In the car. Okay.
Which Mark didn't do. He didn't do a shot list until when he got a day behind the studio required.
Wow.
They said, we want a shot list and we want you to fax it to us every morning. So,
Nice.
anyway, that was, but
So you met him on the you met him. Did you meet him prior to that drive on the freeway?
oh yeah, we had
You were
been in
doing-
pre-production.
yeah,
They
right.
brought
Okay.
me
I
in
didn't know.
pre-production when we were casting Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
And that was the other argument. That was the other argument. Dave says
No,
he
no.
found her, and
Yeah.
Mark says he found her. And he go, oh,
No,
bullshit,
no,
Dave.
no. It was never that. I just said I was there, and
Oh,
we
right,
had
right, right,
discussed. And well, I think we picked her before. And no, Mark, I remember being at the casting.
Yeah.
So, but he anyway, he just I lost I lost my dad in August. That was my other everyday phone call,
Oh.
in the morning. And so now with Mark, it's just I'm reminded every morning, and it's just that, and at night, just being able to hang with him
Yeah.
and talk stuff and
Dave, did you? I don't want to. Did you get a sense of loneliness from him?
yes,
Yeah.
but you know what? He wanted it, I guess, that way
I guess
because
so.
I mean, like for instance, Donna Barnes, which was one of his main girlfriends back in the 90s.
Yeah.
They used to get along like they didn't, but
That seems
uh,
to be
the arguments
a
they would
theme.
have.
That's a theme
But
in Mark's life.
she was here with us. She stayed with us for a few days.
One girl broke his window and shoved a hose inside his house and turned it on and keyed his car. And we won't mention names,
No,
but he
no.
seemed
Be proud of that. You wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Listen, for a very kind of mellow, low key guy, he had very volatile relationships with.
One of them wrote "F you" on the side of his car.
Oh, no kidding! Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then when he got stopped or something like that, the cop, he got stopped for something, and the cop
drunk.
saw it, and he said, "Yeah, but I just broke up with my girlfriend. She wrote 'I love you' on the side of my car."
Good God. So
Anyway,
Rubber Wilbur says men today don't have friends, but you guys do and did, and you gave
and
that to
thank
Mark.
God, thank God.
Mark
Thank
gave
God.
that to you. The presence of death is what makes moments special. I guess so. I guess so. And then Julie Evers said something. Julie Forever. Did I miss it? She's I am blessed with our little family here, remembering Mark. Yeah. Well,
No, he was a good man, and
how was he? How was he dead, Dave? How was he? I'm still.
well,
I can't wrap my head around it.
through
I can't-
negligence, through negligence.
I know that, but I'm thinking
It was intentional negligence, though.
I know, but it just doesn't. It doesn't. It's still not.
No.
I haven't got my mind around it yet.
Yeah, no, it's, I haven't at all. I still go to call him. If I see something on the TV or whatever, I gotta call Mark.
Yeah.
If there's, even when he was in the hospital, I would text him the current, car chases, the police chases that were going on, so he had something to watch that would lift his spirits. And but no,
Dave, I know what you mean about restarting to text him and things, because when we go somewhere to smoke or we do something, until he gets there, it's not complete. Like, we're all having fun, but when Mark gets there, the party starts, and then I realize he's not show up. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he just
with, tissues falling out and peanuts falling out and change falling out. He's like a trail.
You know how Mark, I hope he understood this. You know how Mark knew that we liked him so much? Is every
gave
joke.
him shit.
That's right.
Dave, every joke on the text thread that was about 6 or 7 guys was all jokes about him.
True.
All bad jokes, but we did with politically incorrect jokes about him.
Yeah.
We make
Yeah.
fun of his
True.
parents, and it was
True.
and
It
everything
was
that was
always his
said,
mom. The joke was his
everything
mom.
was a mom joke about Mark Jones's mother. That's a guy thing. Please don't get silly. But it was, everybody made a comment, and I don't even know, he never really responded. I wonder if he sat back and enjoyed it.
No,
He
he
only-
hated the text thread. He didn't want
Yeah.
to. Kept bothering him because he kept going beep. And he goes, "What is this? This is a dumb." Yeah.
He would only he rarely responded. Sometimes he would, but he was one of a group of, I don't know, there are 8 of us in that thread. But most of the time he wouldn't respond. So I think that's part of the reason why the abuse got pointed at him to try to get a reaction,
But he was an easy target.
I would-
You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a bad way. He was just because he had his eccentricities that none
Yeah.
of us could really. His squirrel thing and his turmeric thing,
right?
and his sun thing and the tree thing. They were all
Yeah.
things like, well, what's wrong with you? What are
Well,
you doing?
He was a unique individual, and that's part of the reason I think we got a kick
Yeah.
out of him. He was just
He built half a wall in front of his house.
That's right.
which he never completed.
Half a wall, and he had a heater. It was broken. It was just hanging over.
But he had his heater stolen.
That's right.
Remember?
He had a brand
Somebody
new
stole
heater.
it off his front porch.
He said somebody
Well,
drove
You're
up.
kidding me.
Yeah, they drove
What?
up in a truck and picked it up and put it on the truck and drove away.
They stole a piece of shit.
No,
And
the
when
new
he-
one. They picked
A new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
know
then
what?
when he got his security cameras put in, he was
Oh,
amazed by the fact. Remember that first week he had the cameras. There was a police chase
oh,
that
God.
ended up in his front yard.
That's right. I remember that.
Oh, I remember the video. I
Yeah,
remember the
he
video.
was so excited. He had video. It was his security camera that captured the bad guy.
Freaking maniac.
But he wouldn't turn it in because he thought that would make his home a target for gangs. Remember that? I go, here, just give it to them because it shows them crashing at the end of it. And he goes, no. He goes, then they'll come and get me.
Look at this. Isaiah Yella says, did Mark ever fix his router?
No,
That is so funny. People are funny. He was crazy. He was crazy in a fun way. Pants were always hanging down. He
Yeah.
looked homeless. He didn't
hated to fly, would not fly.
fly.
And if you went to dinner with him at Monty's,
Yeah.
and if he liked a waitress, you weren't allowed to talk to the waitress other
Right.
than to give your order. There was to be no,
You mean
Don't even
the
make
other?
eye
If there was another guy, George has that. George was not allowed
right.
to make eye contact.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said don't even look at her. So I would grab her hand and ask about her tattoo and stuff. Just to come on.
Well,
Oh God!
anyway,
He
um,
was, he'll be missed. He'll be
Yeah,
missed.
he will be. And thanks for letting me come on and just say a few words because he really was my best friend. And one story I have is that when we were shooting this series called Nightman, years prior, even on Leprechaun, we said, wouldn't it be great if one day we were both shooting on the same studio lot and we were on 2 different stages and we had that going on. And sure enough, here we were on the series Nightman in San Diego on these 2 stages. and we were right across from each other, so it came true, and
Wow.
Good.
we just had so much fun. So
Manifest destiny. Good.
yeah.
Wow.
All right, Dave. Thank you, man.
Okay, you guys be good, and
Talk to you later.
goodbye,
good night.
gang.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. All right, so we're gonna we're gonna put that other video up, you guys, and just come back and take a look at it. I think you'll enjoy it. It's the inimitable Mark Jones. Mark Jones. Mark Jones.
Yeah, it goes into standby or something.
Okay, first day of directing, what day? October 28th, 1991. Going down to the set of Leprechaun. Yeah, this will be on tape. This will be Coppola's, right next to the Coppola film on Apocalypse Now that they shoot. So is it working?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Two of us riding nowhere, spending someone's hard-earned day. You and me Sunday driving, not arriving on our way back home. We're on our way home. We're on our way home. We're going home. Two of us sending postcards, writing letters on my wall. You and me burning matches, lifting latches on our way back home. We're on our way home. We're on our way home. We're going home. You and I have memories longer than the road that stretches out ahead. Two of us wearing raincoats, standing so low in the sun. You and me chasing paper, getting nowhere on our way back home. We're on our way home. We're on our way home. We're going home. You and I have memories longer than the road that stretches out ahead. Two of us wearing raincoats, standing so low in the sun. You and me chasing paper, getting nowhere on our way back home. We're on our way home. We're on our way home. We're going home. We're going home. You better believe it. Goodbye.
Don't you dare.
This
Don't.
is Mark Jones
No. Don't.
climbing in his own house
No.
because he lost his keys.
You asshole. You fuck it. Don't put that on Facebook.
Actually, hang on. Big news tonight. Big news. Big. Mark got a router.
Woo!
New router. And he's told if he gets kicked off once, he's done for the night. That's it.
I think he's frozen.
He's I can't stand this.
Either he's sleeping or he's frozen.
I can't believe he's frozen.
Mark, I hope you got the extended warranty, my friend.
This is unbelievable.
I directed Leprechaun. If you get that on the fucking internet, I'd love it.
I didn't see the crazy dance.
Really? Well, let me get up. And you know, I know he's not even going to film it. So it's not like he has his iPhone out. I directed Leprechaun.
Tilt left.
Whoa. Oh, you fuck. Okay. Just give up. Nope. Done.
Oh my god. Only 15 takes.
Oh, I got $1,500 I give to you.
Wow.
That's on tape. I got it right in my pocket.
Nice.
Very good, Jake. Oh, I don't have $1,500. I gave it to your mom. My name's Mark Jones. I directed Leprechaun, and I discovered Jennifer Aniston. Hey, okay. I have no friends. I'm sitting here in my house, which is Bel Air.
Watch me now. Work it out, baby. Well, you driving me crazy. Ooh, you make me live. Whatever this world can give to me, it's you're all I see. Ooh, you make me live now, honey. Ooh, you make me live. Oh, you're the best friend that I ever had. I've been with you such a long time. You're my sunshine, and I want you to know that my feelings are true. I really love you. Oh, you're my best friend. Ooh, you make me live. I've been wandering round. Come back to you. Come back to me. In rain or shine, you've stood by me, God. I'm happy at home. You're my best friend. Ooh, you make me live. Whenever this world is cruel to me, I got you to help me forgive. Ooh, you make me live now, honey. Ooh, you make me live. Oh, you're the first one when things turn out bad. You know I'll never be lonely. You're my only one, and I love the things. I really love the things that you do. Oh, you're my best friend. Ooh, you make me live. You're my best friend. Oh, you're my best friend. Ooh, you make me live. Ooh, you're my best friend.
Yeah!
Yeah, nice.
Did you see that?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Well
look at that,
done.
huh? Look out for each other. Look out for each other's back. Always look around.
Always
Do a
look around.
360. There are bad guys out there, and like I said, if you stop somewhere for coffee or something and you see something like gangbangers or whatever, bad guys, ex-prisoners who just escaped from prison, you're uncomfortable, leave. Go get gas at the next place. Don't. Okay? If anything feels a little bit out of place, leave. Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
all the times gone by. Let's fill a glass and raise it up for all the times gone by. You know that I'll pay for your drink, and I know that you'll buy mine. Let's share each other's company and forget it's our last time. For all the times gone by, my friend, for all the times gone by, let's fill the glass and raise it up for all the times gone by.
You know, he actually
These are
really,
the moments that make Mark Jones great.
probably really danced like that at one point in his life. Hey, I get it.
When I'm gone, you'll play that at my memorial and you guys will start crying.
Yes, we will.